What it is, what it do, what it be, you know what time it is, and you know where you is. Oh yes! Welcome once again. It is the I Am the Possible podcast experience. Yes! This is the place, and you know it, where possibilities become perspective. Yes! Welcome once again into the I Am the Possible universe. I is your host, Terrell C.W. Lynch, Mr. What I am your self-worth specialist, and the mission in this place, guys, it is to provide ideas that will inspire your life and innovate your leadership. Welcome once again into the I Am the Possible podcast experience, guys. I'm so excited, as I normally am. Yes, you can already tell, because I love sharing in this moment with you guys. You are the reason I do what I do, and so as always, we got to pause for the cause. You are that cause. You're the reason that I'm going to pause. And I'm going to say thank you. Thank you for every email, for every download, for every subscription, for every comment, for every like, for every share, for every review, for every question. Thank you so much for rocking with me once again. I'm so excited to share in this space with you guys today. Now, today, I've been on this, listen, it's the NBA Finals right now, and I just been on this sports kick. So I'm going to use some sports analogies. I'm going to use some sports references and some sports information, some sports data to really drive home what it is that I want to share with you all today. Now, before I do that, I actually wanted to give you guys the title of today's message, but I also wanted to share, just as I was preparing to go live with this recording, it was put on my heart to share with you guys this little placard that I have in my home office, and just share with you for someone needed to see it, someone needed to read it. But let me go into the title first and foremost. How to be an inspiration to yourself and others. How to be an inspiration. How to become an inspiration for yourself and for others. That's what we're going to talk about today. Learning to be a leader that will inspire, learning to be just a person, right? You can be a husband, a wife, a spouse, a significant other, a brother, a sister, a cousin, an uncle. You can be a coworker, you can be a manager, supervisor. The list goes on and on and on. No matter what role you play, no matter where you find yourself in the world, no matter what you find yourself doing in the world, if you are alive, if you are breathing, you are something to someone. And we're also something to ourselves. And so today I want to cover those two things: how to become an inspiration for you, and then how do you become an inspiration for someone else. I really believe that at the core of our existence, we are created to be an inspiration. We are created to invest in and to pour in and to, as we like to say, blessed to be a blessing. But I just really feel like we, in and of ourselves, we are containers created by God, and we carry something that God gave us, and that gift, that talent, that treasure, that knowledge, that wisdom, right? That infilling, that indwelling, right? Of who we really are and what we really are. I believe that was all purposed to inspire someone else's life. I like to kind of put it this way. I was doing some musing this morning, and as I was musing, I was thinking about my personal mission statement, right? I don't know if you guys have ever done this before, but have you ever really considered what's your mission in life, right? What's your personal mission, not your company's mission? If you're a business owner, not your business's mission statement, but just you in and of yourself, meaning no matter where we might find you, this is what you're about, right? This is your intention, right? This is the investment that you're making, no matter where we find you in the world, and no matter when we find you in the world. This is sort of your intrinsic intention, right? What is it that you really want to do with your life? And as I was meditating this morning and musing over that, I really understood, and I really came to understand, I should say, that it's really not all that complicated. It's not all that complicated. The way I put it, the way I framed it for myself was, I simply want to help make what's possible in a person's life more probable in a person's life. I'll say that again. I simply want to contribute to, invest myself in the work of helping what's possible in a person's life be a little more probable in a person's life. Because I really feel like that's all we can do, right? Like that's all we can really contribute to a person. Because, while you know me, I totally believe that we are so precious, so valuable, so amazing, made in God's likeness and God's image, and that our lives are worth so much. At the same time, you have to kind of balance that with a little reality check. Like, as great as we are, we're not, right? I mean, in the sense that like not false humility, but it's like not overdoing it. And sometimes you can overdo the pressure that you put on yourself to contribute to others. You can overdo the pressure that you put on yourself to be a contribution to other people and to show up for them. And sometimes you can just get overwhelmed by the pressure that you put on yourself. And so really, I just kind of took a step back and said, man, if I could just help 1%, 2%, right? What I might discern as possible in a person's life, or just through my teachings, through my preaching, through my teachings, through my speaking, through my keynotes, through my presentations, through my training, my coaching, just through what it is that I do naturally. If I can just contribute to helping like 1 or 2% of like whatever God whatever God, let me slow my butt down. Whatever God has made possible for you in your life, if I can just help make it a little more probable, like a little more likely to happen because of who I am and the way that I'm showing up, then I'm pretty happy with that life. And I just believe that if that's our intention every day, that's our investment every day, then we'll be able to look back 20 years, 30 years, 40 years and say, you know what, I lived a life that was lived well, right? Because it really did contribute to other people. So here, let me share this with you guys. This is my placard that I was talking about. Hopefully it's in the shot here. So this is the placard right here. Just rise and create, right? I once heard from Myron Goldman, just an amazing man of God, an amazing teacher, an amazing businessman. He said, hey, we were created to create, made to make, right? And so this is something that always reminds me of what I am to do in the morning. Rise, get up, and create, right? We were made in the likeness and the image and the behavior, right, of God. And so because it's in our nature, it's in our DNA to create, then that should be what we're about each day, right? So just creating, and whatever that means to you, whatever creation means to you. So someone needed to hear it, someone needed to see it. Rise and create, okay? Made to make, created to create. So that's out the way. All right, guys, so back to my NBA playoff sports analogies. Now let me let a little cat out the bag. I have never been a Laker fan. Never. Even though I love Kobe Bryant and he's my favorite basketball player of all time, I really liked his cerebral approach, his Mamba mentality, his attitude and his work ethic. That's what really drew me to Kobe. But it was never the purple and gold, okay? But in this year's playoffs, I'm rooting for a Los Angeles Lakers and a Boston Celtics finals. And it's still possible, right? It is still possible. At the time of recording this episode, it is still possible. So along those lines, I wanted to use some sports analogies to really draw out how to become an inspiration to yourself and others in the context of leadership, okay? I believe leadership is just fundamental to our lives. It's everywhere. You see it all throughout the Bible. You see it all throughout culture. We're all leading someone, somewhere. We're all an example to some degree, and we're all being led to some degree, okay? And so leadership, it is just woven within the fabric of our lives. And so why not get better at it, okay? From a personal perspective and just from a cultural perspective, identifying what quality leadership really is, and then you becoming a person that would be considered by others as being a quality leader. So the first thing that I wanted to draw our attention to and just really use as a platform, if you are anyone out there that you've spent any amount of time watching the NBA, watching basketball for any amount of time, you've heard this debate You've heard either it to a large degree or you've heard it mentioned. Who's the GOAT, right? The greatest of all time. Michael Jordan or LeBron James, right? Who is the GOAT? And depending on who you talk to, you're going to get different answers. Obviously, yes, absolutely. And what I've come to understand is that the GOAT debate is really, people may not say it, but because we are so subjective, right? We're looking at a certain criteria to determine who's the GOAT, right? If you talk to this person and they say, oh, LeBron's the GOAT. You talk to this person and they say, no, Michael Jordan's the GOAT. They are using some sort of matrix, some sort of criteria to, come to their conclusion. So today I want to examine the GOAT debate. I want to talk about LeBron and Mike through the lens of leadership, okay? Through the lens of leadership. And I just want to share my thoughts. And I think that sharing my thoughts around this will benefit us in gleaming and, sparking the imagination, sparking some internal dialogue within ourselves around how we can be just a better, inspiration to ourselves, right? As the person that we show up as and the identity that we carry, right? Because we want to feel good about ourselves. And then it's also going to lend to our leadership, right? The leadership of and the leadership toward other people. And I think a key element of leadership is inspiration. Can you inspire someone? Can you influence someone? Okay, so check this out. I want to just throw out a couple of things. First thing that I want to throw out to really lay the foundation is my boy John Maxwell, guru on leadership. First quote that I want to read: real leadership is being the person others will gladly and confidently follow. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's what that means, okay? Real leadership, okay, according to John Maxwell, real leadership is being the person others will gladly, and I highlight it in my notes, gladly and confidently follow. Now, drawing this debate, okay? LeBron, in my opinion and from my observation, well, let me first get this out the way. They're both leaders, okay? They're both leaders and they both led, and because LeBron is still playing, he's still leading at a high level, but they both led at a high level, okay? That's without debate. But I want to draw the nuances and the distinguishing, attributes, right, in their leadership. And I'm not here to say who's a better leader. I'm saying in the context, in the context of inspiration, in the context of building others, I'm going to go with LeBron. Now, don't cut me off if you're a Michael Jordan fan. Please, please, please don't cut me off. I think it's so much for us to learn in and through this comparison, okay? Again, the context that I'm using, because you can use a different context and get a whole different result. My context is who inspires more and who elevates others around them more. Remember, this is about leadership inspiration for yourself and for other people. Okay, so real leadership is being a person others will gladly and confidently follow. Now, when Michael Jordan was playing ball, you watch that 30 for 30, right? The Last Dance. And just, if you've been watching basketball for years, you've heard the horror stories, right? And we were witness to some of the behavior of old Mike and some of the stories from his own teammates. And even now, those teammates that continue to speak out. Mike got these guys 6 championships, but Mike led with an iron fist. So while they were confident in Mike, oh, that brother, he's going to take us to the promised land, I don't know if they gladly followed Mike. In other words, I don't know if they were inspired internally toward themselves by being around Mike. You see, I think one of the key elements to really great leadership is helping other people believe in themselves and be inspired within themselves. Now, Mike was confident within his ability and he put that on full display. But I don't know if he inspired those around him to believe in themselves as much as LeBron James has. And I'll get to that in just a moment. So now let me break down this next quote. The best leaders are humble even to realize their victories, or they are humble enough to realize that their victories depend upon their people. Again, John Maxwell. Now, when Mike was in the league, again, first one in, right? Let me take the shot. Let me win the game. Now, later on in his career, after, some losses and some coaching, he started to pass the rock a little bit more, right? John Paxton, Steve Kerr, we've all seen those last shots, right? And they were phenomenal shots that Mike got credit for because he passed the ball finally. But his initial instinct, the leader, the character, Mike was about Mike. Now again, Mike, high achiever. He took them boys to the promised land 6 times. Not a problem. I don't think any of them would trade, wearing 6 rings for maybe being on someone else's team. I mean, if you ask them in hindsight, I think they'll all say, yeah, I want to play with that guy. I get that. But what I'm talking about is the residual effects, the afterburn, the aftermath. How many of them walked away from being in Mike's presence and on Mike's team, walking away feeling like they could lead another team, that they could be the man in a different city, or, they just in general felt better about themselves. They had great confidence in him and his ability to lead the charge and score 30 and score 40 and score 50. But I don't know how much he helped those around him to believe in themselves. Thus, how well did he inspire, right, other people? Now, LeBron, right, and I'm just kind of jumping the gun as I always do. I told you guys in the last episode, I'm gonna always be a gun jumper because I know my content and I'm just kind of excited to share it. LeBron, let me just give you LeBron's track record, okay? LeBron, and I'm just doing real time. I'm not even going back to the Cavaliers. I'm not even going back, too far in the past. I'm gonna stick with the Lakers, okay? But it did start all the way back with the Cavs and Kyrie Irving's and the Kevin Loves, right? And then he went on from there. Who else did LeBron go to? LeBron went to after the Lakers. After Cleveland. He went to Miami, right? And some guys in Miami, right? He blessed their careers. But let's get to the current. Let's get to the Lakers. All right. If you watch basketball and if you're a Laker fan out there, you've heard these names. Austin Reeves. Okay, Austin Reeves was, brother is a hillbilly from Newark, Arkansas. Okay, he went from the farm to the NBA, undrafted free agent, got on a 2-way contract. Okay, so you got Austin Reeves, you got this guy named Lonnie Walker, the 4th. Okay, that came from San Antonio. You got D'Angelo Russell. You got Rui Hachimura. Okay, who came from a different team as well. Can't recall what team he came from. Excuse me. You got Dennis Schroeder. All these guys have talent, but what they didn't have was trust. They all had talent. They all had a certain degree of talent, but they didn't have trust in themselves. You see, the one thing about LeBron James is no matter where he's ever been traded, no matter where he's ever landed, no matter what NBA team he's ever played on, he elevates the environment. He elevates those around him. They begin to feel themselves, as we say. Austin Reeves, and I forgot what game it was, but after this guy started being around LeBron, began to develop trust in the brother, began to pass that brother that rock. Austin Reeves hit a shot, and he's running back down court. Remember, this is a hillbilly, white dude, and listen, I have nothing against white dudes. I'm just stating the facts, okay? Kind of a dorky white guy, hillbilly guy out of Newark, Arkansas, right? Undrafted free agent, off of a farm raising goats and cows on a 2-way contract with the NBA. He shoots a shot, swish, turns around and runs back down the court and yells at the crowd, "I'm him." My boy Austin said, "I'm him." Now, if you know anything about our culture, this term, "I'm him," it basically says, I believe in me. Like, I believe, I have confidence in myself. Like, I'm that dude, I'm that guy. Austin Reeves is screaming, I'm him. That's because LeBron James, as a leader, inspires and elevates those around him. That's the key difference. LeBron, a natural passer of the rock of the ball, versus Michael Jordan, who is a natural shooter of the rock of the ball, is positioned to elevate the environment through engaging those in the environment. See, Mike was worried about the shot. I got to get this shot off. I got to do this. I got to win. I got to be the champion. I got to lead us to the promised land. Mike was an arrogant son of a gun, man. Mike had an ego big as Texas, man. I'm not shooting down Mike because he had a killer instinct, a killer mentality. He was Mamba mentality before Mamba mentality. So in the context of sports, competition, gamesmanship, no one do you want more on your team than Michael Jordan. Next, maybe Kobe Bryant, right? Like that, just that hungry, cold-blooded assassin, that baller, right? But if you're talking about who do you want on your team and you want to benefit most, you want to believe in who you are, you want to believe in what's possible for you. You see, when we talk about leadership, leaders are going into an environment with one intention. I want to elevate this entire environment. I want to help this entire organization. I want to help this entire situation to improve. I want to change the culture. I want to make those around me not only love and like and follow me, but love and like and follow themselves. I think that's important to understand. God gave us talent, but he didn't give us trust. Talent is innate. Trust is developed. Trust is developed and it is inspired. Intrinsically, you may have a certain talent to do something. For me, I love talking. But I had to take that gift and I had to develop it. And I had to learn to trust my words and trust my cadence and trust my ability to communicate effectively. And then people begin to say things about my communication. They begin to say that you have a way with words. People listen to you when you talk, yada, yada, yada. I got better and better and better at my craft. So the trust factor, and this is just from my own life, the trust factor, it was developed. But God made the deposit initially. The talent is a deposit. The trust, it is a development over time. And a lot of it has to do with the leaders in our lives. Early on, I had leaders that gave me an opportunity, leaders that would pour into me, that would say things, to me and about me. They would give me a shot. They would give me a platform to stand on. They would give me an opportunity to shine, and then they would encourage me. Well, when I watch the Lakers this year, all I see is a bunch of young guys who others might consider no names. I see them hugging LeBron. I see LeBron patting them on the head. I see LeBron, chest bumping, and they got the little handshakes. And guys, you got to understand, let me frame this for you. This is LeBron James. He's already a legend to many. He's already the GOAT to many. And you got these young guys, undeveloped guys that others would have thrown away or traded and wouldn't blink twice about trading, wouldn't think twice about letting go off a team. And LeBron took this cast of misfits, so to speak, right? Because sometimes we can feel like misfits. I knew for many years I felt like a misfit until Pastor Kerwin took me under his wing. And he instilled some value in this young man. He told me I was worth something. And by his presence and by his time, he showed me that I was important. Taking me out to breakfast, opening up the word of God, allowing me to ask Bible questions, sharing with me the truth of God's word, helping me to pray, inviting me to prayer, showing me what prayer was. The list goes on and on and on. Shout out and salute Pastor Kerwin L. Manning, baby. Pasadena Church with no limits. But you got to understand, That's the environment that Pastor Kerwin created for me and for everyone else that goes to our church. But in this context, LeBron is creating that culture within every team he's ever gone to. Whether it was Cleveland the second time around, the first time he was young man. It takes time, baby steps. Again, talent, deposit, trust, developed. You feel me? So that first time around with Cleveland, he was a baby. He was learning. He didn't know no better. He went to Miami. He got trained up under the great leader of Dwayne Wade. He got some hardware, 2 rings. You feel me? Then he goes back to Cleveland and is like, yo, come on, Kevin Love, right? Tristan Thompson, Kyrie Irving. Come on, cats. Come on, guys. Let's elevate. I've went over here to Miami. I've learned how to win. I've learned how to be a champion. I've learned how to lead. Now I'm going to lead you guys. Boom, they win another ring. Then he goes to LA, right? Come on, Anthony, right? Anthony Davis, right? And all these guys that I just named. Come on, guys, right? COVID hit, they go to the bubble, they win a championship. And now, once again, here in 2023, we have a great opportunity to win another chip. Now see, there I go, right? See, there I go with the we. I've never been a Lakers fan, but what I am witnessing this year is so inspiring. And I am respecting LeBron James on a whole new level. A level that I've never respected this man on before. And I'm still not like in love with him as far as like, my favorite basketball player, but the respect is there. Exponential respect when it comes to leadership because I see it in action and I respect the heck out of this man's ability to elevate those around him. And again, I'm only using the Michael Jordan as a comparison because others will say Mike is the GOAT, Mike is the GOAT. Well, yeah, he got six rings, but how many people will speak well of him? How many people want to go over his house and spend time with him as a person, not an icon, not a 6 times NBA champion, not gold medalist. Like take all the accolades away, take all the rah-rah, all the charisma, take the aura away from Mike. You feel me? And just be Michael Jordan. How many people want to really roll with this guy? Again, I'm the outside looking in, right? I'm not a reporter. I've never been around the man. I ain't been in the NBA. That's really what any of us pretty much can do, unless we're on the inside, right? 99% of us, we're just giving our opinion. These are my observations. I've watched enough basketball. I know enough history. I've watched enough documentaries. I've read enough articles. This is just the opinion that I have. But leadership and leadership quality and leadership, attributes, those are without question when it comes to just leadership in and of itself. Okay. So a few more things that I want to share with you guys as I begin to wrap this up. So Michael Jordan achieved more. LeBron helped believe more. I'll say that again because I really wanted to be real sweet with it when I said it, right? Michael Jordan helped more achieve more so far because LeBron ain't done. But just for this moment, we can say it this way. Michael Jordan helped more achieve more, but LeBron has helped more believe more in themselves. What type of leader would you want to be? Someone who just got us to the mountaintop and then on the way down, I'm no better of a person. I'm no better of a baller. I don't feel no better about my abilities, to do anything. Or would would you rather be the type of leader where we still get up the mountaintop, but now on the way down, I feel like I can go to a franchise. I feel like I can make a difference. Evidence, Kyrie Irving. Again, I know people got their opinions about it, but just in this context, there was a reason that he felt like he could go to another NBA team and be the man. He failed in Boston. He failed in Brooklyn. He's, kind of flopping and failing in Dallas. But I think his time around LeBron and hitting those key shots in the finals against the Warriors, LeBron giving him the green light and allowing him to take those shots and do what he did, it built a confidence in him. So whether or not he goes on to do anything great on his own or win more championships on his own, the fact that being around LeBron gave this man such a confidence that is just unquestionable. Again, how do you inspire yourself and others? Now, let me just kind of insert because everything that I've said thus far is really about other people. This is how this is inspiring you. God created us to be a contribution to the betterment of our society, of our culture, of our family, of our surroundings. We are contributions. And so nothing makes anything more happy than doing what it was designed to do. Nothing. Nothing makes anything and nothing makes anyone more happy, more fulfilled, feel more blessed, feel more satisfied, right? Than doing what it was or they were designed to do. For example, I love podcasting. I love recording this. I can do this all day long. I have to literally mentally shut it off and cut it off because I'll just keep talking. So nothing brings me greater joy than communicating, than speaking, than teaching, than preaching, than sharing. Because it was what I was designed to do. And the same is with you. You have gifts, you have talents, you have treasures, you have things that you do naturally, intrinsically, and you love doing them. And it seems like time flies by when you do it, and people have to tell you to stop. Otherwise, you just keep on doing it, right? You can relate to this, right? It's what God gave you. And so understanding that this kind of leadership, knowing that you are contributing to someone else's belief in themselves, it is going to inspire you. It's going to bless you. It's going to, oh man, it's going to light your life on fire. It's going to set your life on fire because you will be engaged in contributing to someone else's joy, right? Your contribution is to lend to the work of helping someone else's contribution happen, like be possible, right? Like as a teacher, there's information that maybe you don't know. Well, I have the gift or the contribution of being able to articulate things in such a way that you understand it. So now my contribution lends to your contribution because maybe you can't, understand certain things, but then when I share them, you understand them. Now you can take those things and now you can use what God did give you to go off and do what you do. And then when you do what you do, then you're going to help someone else do what they do. And it just continues on and on and on and on and on. And you're going to get a sense of fulfillment and purpose and joy because you are engaged in doing what you do, knowing that you're helping someone else do what they're supposed to do. You see, I don't know if Mike has that joy. Every time I see Mike on the documentaries, on interviews, I mean, all that money, he doesn't appear to be the happiest guy on earth. He still appears to be disgruntled. He still appears to be, chip on shoulder. Again, I'm just the outside looking in. I don't know. But all I can go with is what I've observed. But when I see LeBron pass first, shoot second, LeBron, get other people involved, LeBron, point guard, but I'll let D'Lo bring it up. Point guard, but I'll let Austin Reeves bring it up the court. Point guard, but I'll let so-and-so bring it up the court. Just wanting others involved, just wanting AD to take over as the next leader of the Lakers so that he can transition out. I mean, just wanting others to shine. It blesses you as it blesses them. So that's how you become an inspiration to yourself and to others. All right, got a few more things. Let's say, kind of already shared this one. LeBron thinks pass first. Jordan thinks shoot first. LeBron elevates by engagement, getting other people involved. And then Jordan elevates through example, right? Let me show you how to be the man. Let me show you how to take this last shot. Let me show you what it looks like to be confident, right? And he led with an iron fist. So those were my comparisons. Now, as I kind of wrap this up, I want to give you guys some call to actions, some action steps. If you want to be the kind of leader, the kind of person that, learns how to inspire yourself and inspire other people, because you're going to fulfill yourself and be happy, happy within yourself and satisfied within yourself. And then you're going to help other people experience that as well. Okay. So a couple of things that I want to share with you. Okay. Number one, I want you to look at others through the lens of the gifts, that they have been given to galvanize a given goal, for they are pieces to a puzzle, and tell them this. I know that was a mouthful. I know. Even when I wrote it, it was a mouthful. Let me summarize it. If you are, let's say, a project manager, or let's say you're a mom, a dad in a home and you got kids. Let's say you're just, a team lead on your job, or let's say you're in the church and you're over a ministry. Let's just say whatever context it is, whatever is applicable to you, and you have people that you work with or work for. I want you to begin to simply look. That's my first L. I got 3 L's. Okay. I got 3 L's, right? My first L is to look at them as pieces to a puzzle. Every piece doesn't go everywhere. It has a specific carved out piece or a space for them to fit in. So I want you to look at people, and I want you to begin to look at them as a gift. What gift, what are you that you are going to lend yourself? You're going to be placed into this goal, this galvanizing goal, right? You're going to, what piece of the puzzle do you play? How are you going to fulfill and complete this puzzle picture, right? Beginning to look at people that way. Now, this is not a what have you done for me lately lens. This is not a what you can do for me lens. This is not a how much can I get out of you lens. What this is you're looking at a person and saying everyone comes with something. Everyone has a God-given gift. Everyone has something special operating and working within them. And they can be such a blessing to this goal. They can help us get across the finish line. They can help us complete this puzzle. And I'm curious, like this is the position that you're taking. And I'm curious to identify. I'm looking for, I'm searching for, I'm looking for what you have, so that when I put you in place, I'm going to feel much better about myself because I've stewarded my position as a leader better by putting you in the best place possible for you to win. And then you are going to feel awesome because you've been put in a position to win. Ultimate win-win. My goodness. Number 2, I want you to listen to them with ears open to implement in some way their ideas and their feedback. Far too much, and especially in corporate America. But you can probably find it in any structure where there is insecure leadership, where the leader is insecure. And rather than embracing the team and all of their amazing ideas and their amazing feedback and their amazing gifts, there's this weird internal competition that the leader is playing. It's like a secret competition, and they're so insecure and they're so afraid that if they let someone have too much shine, then they're not going to get enough credit, or they're going to, leapfrog them in leadership, whatever, like all types of stuff, right? But I want you to listen with an ear open, like you're actually listening because you want to implement that. Now, I get it. Sometimes people share ideas and they give their feedback, and maybe you got to put a pause on it. Let's parking lot that. Right, that's a corporate term, right? Let's go ahead and put that in the parking lot. Let's go ahead and table that for now. But there are also other things, and they're just going to be brilliant. And it's time for you to implement those things. It's time for you to give those people a shot. It's just like LeBron James passing Austin Reeves the ball at midcourt and saying, "Hey, young man, you bring up the ball for the Los Angeles Lakers on primetime television. You bring the ball up. You run the offense. You get us in position to win." You're giving them a shot. And that's what a great leader does. And that's going to inspire them to trust you. Remember, they're going to learn to gladly and confidently follow you as a leader when they know that they have a voice with you, and they know that when they speak, you're actually listening to them. That makes a difference. Last one, guys. Last one. Learn to share the work and the wins with others. This is probably the easiest one, because whenever someone wins, whether it's an NBA championship, whether it's the MVP of the league, right? whether it's, just putting it into basketball terms, whether it's the sixth man of the year, whatever it is, whenever there is a win, there is an opportunity for the winner to speak. They're going to put a mic in your face. And now in your context, it may not be a literal microphone, but you will have an opportunity to share within a meeting or within some sort of event or ceremony. Something's going to happen. Even a literal conversation where they're going to say, hey, man, how did you accomplish this? How did you win? How did you guys make it through this? And when you're given that opportunity, share that win. Hey, we got here because, hey, we would have never been able to get here without. Hey, you think I'm great? This guy or this girl. Share the wins, man. If you're going to share the work with them in a meaningful way, and they're going to build their confidence and their trust, they're going to be inspired to follow you as a leader. Nothing is better. There is no greater cherry on top than hearing your name praised in a celebration of victory and triumph. There is no greater feeling to know that you contributed to a win, to getting across the finish line, to getting over the hurdle, to getting over the hump. There is nothing greater than when the one that the world sees as the leader, as the first option, and that person taking their spotlight, their moment to shine, their moment to brag, and bringing you in to that spotlight, pulling you into that light. And you as a leader, you can do that for your people. You as a leader, you can do that for those around you. And there's no feeling like it. It's going to inspire you to the next level of leadership. And it's going to inspire them. Again, this is all about how you can learn to inspire yourself and inspire others, to be an inspiration to yourself and an inspiration to others. This is a leadership lesson that I think every leader should hear. Every leader should know. Every leader should acknowledge. Every leader should be aware of. I think every leader should be taught thoroughly the value of inspiration. Not just, hey, look at me, but hey, look at me looking at you. That's leadership. That's inspiration. All right, guys, I hope and pray that this has added value. I hope and pray that this has been another one that has blessed you and just brought some awareness to some things that maybe you've never considered. I hope and pray that you can take this information and put it to work in your life, that you would see some wins in your life. We talked about two great champions today. I hope and pray that you would find those championships in your life, that you would, be able to hoist your trophy, be able to put the rings on your finger, right, in whatever ways you've been created to do so. Maybe it's not sports, but maybe it's business or ministry or just being a champion, a great leader within your own home. Whatever the context may be, I hope and pray that you would take some of this information and put it to work in your life and see some amazing results. Guys, I love you. I'm praying for you. I'm believing in you. And, as always, man, until next time, man, please, please, please be the person, be the man, be the woman that others will gladly and confidently follow by setting an example of not just, acknowledging how great you are, but being one who is known for acknowledging greatness in others. All right, you guys be good, man. I'll see you guys next week. Love.